Welcome back to the podcast Success on Your Terms. Running a business means making thousands of micro decisions every single week. Lots of people get very much stuck in fatigue when it comes to making decisions, and ultimately, this holds you back from moving closer to where you want to be. But smart business owners know that without regular reflection, you get pulled in every direction except moving forward. So I'm going to be sharing with you 10 questions that you must ask yourself to absolutely own 2025. Because running a business is relentless when it comes down to the cycle of decisions, pivots, and you can just end up feeling like you're firefighting. So these questions will help you, without a doubt, set intentional reflection time so that you don't feel like you're spinning in lots of different circles and you actually feel like you're moving forward, which is what we want from our businesses. So this isn't just another checklist. It's not another 10 questions there to drain your time. This is your opportunity to really evaluate where you're at, focus on the right things that are going to move you forward to absolutely own 2025. This will really help you to cut through the noise, uncover the blind spots, look at the opportunities, and focus on what matters the most. Focus is absolutely key when it comes to growing a business. So these questions are set to get you ready to define what is possible for you in the new year. Question one is, how did I progress? If you're not moving forward, then you are simply falling behind. So you need to forget what others are doing and stop comparing yourself, because you're often comparing yourself against somebody who is further ahead than where you are. And it's great to be around people who challenge you, who make you see things differently, who are where you want to be, because they can help you, absolutely. Like I will help my clients, but it's really important that you don't start comparing yourself against your year one with their year 8. So really think around, what skills have you sharpened on? What fears did you conquer? Where did you push your boundaries? Who pushed your boundaries? Track the progress relentlessly and commit to never standing still. But this is something that you can actually do not just for the end of the year, but you can do this on a weekly, monthly, and quarterly basis to really help you track and focus on your progress, because it is this that's going to move you forward and closer to your vision and your goals. Question 2 is, what did I learn? Your biggest wins come from your sharpest lessons. Which moments gave you a different perspective? What advice did you have that stopped you from moving forward? And what feedback really challenged you and made you better? Because this is really important. Sometimes when we're working on our own in our business, we don't have people around us who challenge us to a different perspective, a change in narrative. And ultimately, that doesn't lean us into being uncomfortable. And when we're uncomfortable, that is a part of the growth. So I really want you to think around, did you really learn as much as you wanted to learn? And write down all of these insights, because these light bulb moments will help you sculpt what you want to do to move forward. And it will change the way you act, behave, and grow your business in 2025. So, what did you learn is a really key one. Number 3 is, what am I letting go of? So, ultimately, lots of us as running businesses want freedom. We want time freedom. We want relationship freedom. We want routine freedom. So, what routines, relationships, or responsibilities are weighing you down right now? Where have you outgrown old patterns, habits, relationships, commitments? This is a really challenging question, but being brutally honest with yourself about where you are, what's holding you back, will allow you to let go of things that are really draining your time and energy. And there's 3 currencies that I talk about a lot with clients: time, energy, and money. Time and energy, I think, are being the 2 most important currencies, and then money. So you need to be able to release what no longer serves you and create space for opportunities and growth. This is really important. So what am I letting go of? Number 4 is, what strengths will I amplify? Naturally, I think it's a very British thing to do as well. We hold ourselves back and we look at what we're not great at all the time. We didn't do this, we didn't do that, we didn't achieve this, we didn't achieve that. And ultimately, your power lies in what you are great at and excel at. And I know this is so important. So I am qualified to do DISC with clients, which looks at whether you are like a dominant, an influencer, whether you're steady, or whether you are quite compliant in your behaviors. and whether you like change, whether you don't, how you are in business, how you are in life. It's a great personality assessment. But not only do I do that with clients, I really get them to think around where are they great. So a simple tool you could do is write down everything you're great at. And you can also spin this. I know we're focusing on strengths here, but with that, you can write everything you're not great at. I bet you it is easier for you to start writing what you're not great at opposed to what you're great at. So I want you to switch that and I want you to challenge yourself on the, again, even the pattern of behavior around this exercise. But I really want you to lean in and focus on everything that you are great at. Forget chasing the trends, forget what other people are doing, really work on what you're great at. Identify the strengths that set you apart from somebody else. Question 5 is, where do I need support? I hate the phrase self-made. It's just rubbish because actually, who is ever self-made? No business owner wins on their own. I am only going to win when my clients win, when my clients get great results. If they don't, I don't. So, what are the gaps in the knowledge, your skills, or time that is holding you back? So, a great tool to do here is where you need support is to go back to a tool that I did when I started my business, and it instantly got me able to see that I needed a virtual assistant. Now, the challenge is you're often going to need someone for you think anyway, but literally writing down the £1,000, £100, and £10 tasks. Now, it's a great task tool that you can use at any stage. Okay. And this is what I love about business. Often people think it's really complicated or that you need this, everything needs to be so much long-winded or really fancy when you get to a certain level. But there's so many tools and tactics that we can bring into business that are relevant at many stages. The element of what got you here won't get you there is obviously true as well. But fundamentally, there's lots of things we can do that we've done before that work really well that we're not doing now. And this is one of them. So let's say, for instance, you then hit 5 or 10,000, 20,000 even pound months in terms of revenue. You could still do this. You could just say it's maybe a million, 100,000 or £1,000 tasks, right? I want you to think a little bit differently here and openly that you can take the same focus and just apply it to where you're at. So, where do you need support right now? Write down, are you really in the then, if you're doing £10,000 a month, are you really focusing your time and efforts on the £1,000 tasks? And likewise, let's say you're hitting £100,000. Are you really focusing yourself on the drivers for taking your business from £100,000 to £200,000? Or are you still focusing on the same things that you were when you were making less money? So again, it's a great thing to do is focus on where have you got the gaps right now. Are you giving too much time, which is costing you, on things actually you should be delegating off and giving to people who have a stronger zone of genius in that area? So there are certain things like, for instance, when I started the business, I had no focus I wanted on the accounts. I needed to know my accounts, my cash flow, but doing payroll, paying myself every month, I just had no interest in that. So I outsourced that straight away to an accountant and someone that I can trust so that I know my figures every single month. And because that brings me confidence, I'm not wasting time feeling drained, not knowing my numbers. And ultimately, I can make better decisions when I have a stronger cash flow in a business because I know where my money is. So again, where do you need support? It's a great question to ask. Number 6, I love this question because I'm a risk taker. So, what risks will you take? Playing safe won't get you to extraordinary. I think too many people play it safe. I think too many people lack the ability to invest in themselves, in the right things, and ultimately they hold themselves back. So, what bold move are you going to make in 2025 that you put off in 2024? Which fear-based excuses are you keeping, like saying all the time, that are actually keeping you stuck? Because the best growth will lie outside your comfort zone. So where you are really resisting something right now, I want you to lean into that and really set the goal to take bigger risks in 2025. Question 7 is, how will I make a bigger impact? Now, great businesses serve people. That's their absolute priority, is to serve and help others. Exceptional businesses transform. So we need to be able to serve people, but beyond that, we need to what we're serving them with has to be a transformation. And that's what people buy. And right now, I see lots of people putting out messaging that does not demonstrate a transformation. And people right now buy tangibles. They want to know that transformation, that A to the B. So, how can you improve and make a bigger impact on your clients' lives right now? Maybe it's that you create a stronger community. That's why when you come into my mastermind, I have a WhatsApp community there. And when you come into my Business Insider membership, I have a community in there. Community is so important to me in my business. It's a very strong value of mine. And it creates value that really matters. And it helps people feel a certain way towards business and what I do, and generally their own business as well. So I'm not always big on the idea of legacy as such, but I really want you to think around the contribution that you make and what that feels like for people, because this will help you make a bigger impact. It will help you to transform and change lives next year. What habits are you need upgrading? So small, consistent changes make massive, big changes and results. So it can be the smallest step you take, but it's the ability with that habit to remain consistent. Which routines fuel your energy and decision making? So I've already touched on the importance of decision making today and energy as currency. So which routines are fueling and supporting those? And likewise, which ones aren't? Because this is going to change the game. So one thing I focused on in 2024 was having more peace of mind and feeling more comfort around like my nervous system regulation and just feeling at ease in decisions I was making. And peace of mind for me, it wasn't super tangible, but it allowed me to feel that I was in more control about the decisions I was making. I was making decisions at pace. And ultimately, I was feeling comfort in that I was moving forward. And I think the peace of mind part for me really came around the fitness and the health, that was a priority. And I was content with that and the comfort, because before I'd always felt that the business comes first and then, oh, the health stuff, like going to the gym, that's like not as much of a priority. This year, I really focused on that is a non-negotiable. That if I ever say I'm too busy to do my health and fitness each day, because of the business needs to come first, that is an alarm bell for me to absolutely then do that thing, which is the fitness, because that will bring me more comfort and peace of mind. So I really want you to think around some of the habits that you have right now and what things you want to change. Another habit was I'm very good at like habit stacking, which if you've read James Clear's book, Atomic Habits, will make sense to you. That I'm very good in a routine of like, I'll get up in the morning, I'll make a coffee, I have my gym gear ready, I put that on, and I go to the gym first thing. Like stack those habits after. So the stacking for me would be the habit of I have my coffee, I then put my gym gear on, I then go to the gym. So like literally little habit stacks you could do. You may have that you want a easier, slower morning. So you may think that I get up, make a coffee, read my book, have a shower, then I begin work. Those may be you habit stacking together things that work really well to keep you consistent, and it's very effortless. So build systems that help carry you forward effortlessly. Question 9 is which relationships matter the most? So you've probably heard the phrase, your network is your net worth. Well, people either drain you. I used to call them in corporate, like mood hoovers. Those people that I remember hitting work in the mornings and I'd see them and I'd often sometimes go a different way. So I didn't have to encompass them straight away in the morning because they would just zap any energy that I had. And I was always that person that wanted to walk in smiling, friendly. Good morning. How are you? I'd want to speak to everyone on my team before I kind of dumped my stuff and got ready for the day because that was just important to me in how I led the team. But when I could see those people who I knew would zap my energy, it would be easier sometimes to detour a different way. And then I would, make sure I got my coffee, done my stuff, and then I go and see them at some point throughout the day. But look, the reality is we all know those people that drain our energy, right? And it's going to just really help you moving forward if you think about surrounding yourself with the right people. So invest in relationships of people that inspire you, people that believe in you. They help rise you up, be a better person. Cut ties with people that are really draining your energy. You know, the ones where you go in to check your phone and it's like, oh God, they have a message. Like that's the type of energy we want to be challenging ourselves around why we're around people like that. Another thing to do as an exercise is to look at your last 5 WhatsApp messages. That tells you a lot about your peer group and who you're surrounding yourself with. So collaboration with the right people really changes everything. I co-work with people. I've got two sets of peers in business. We co-work once a quarter, one of us, and then the others we co-work together once a month. It really just helps me make sure I'm around people that are like-minded, similar positions in business. I also have co-working spaces in my membership as well. So community again coming through here, really important, but those relationships and who you choose to surround yourself with is a game changer. I think if you don't believe me on that one, just go and hang around with people that aren't like-minded, don't have a strong vision, and zap your energy, and you'll start to see what I mean. And finally, exactly what this podcast is all around. What does success mean for you? Define success, like define vision, define these things because it will help you see them differently. And when we change the things we look at, the things we look at change, which was an amazing quote by Wayne Dyer. And it's always stayed true with me. Hence, I'm able to reel it off in this fashion. But if you don't define success, somebody else will. So if you don't have a clear vision for what 2025 looks like, what the perfect day looks like, and an ideal week, then someone else will dictate that for you. So what values are driving you? You know, define success in terms of time. What do you want more time to be doing? So I'm very big on, I want more time with my fiance, Tom. I want more time with my family, my friends. I want freedom in time and relationships. I want to be able to gym when I want in a day and not feel guilty for that because I've got business stuff to do. So create and build and really focus on that you can actually really build a destiny that you want. So build your business around a dream life that you want, not someone else's or not what somebody else would expect of you. So these 10 questions are aimed at giving you clarity, emotional resonance, and help you be really action orientated. So the whole way that I've created these 10 questions is to package them up so that the language is there to help you reflect, but also really hit the ground running in 2025. So you are super focused and intentional because this is so important. If you've liked what I've shared and you want to know more about working with me, then send me the word podcast. I'll know you've listened to the podcast and I want to know a little bit more about where you're at, what you want to be doing 2025, how I can help you with where your biggest challenges and get you set for an incredible year ahead.